So welcome back, guys. So here we are. This is April 3rd, 23. So the guys came back to do the outside paneling. Due to weather and all other stuff, the scheduling of this has been a little bit challenging. But anyway, they're working on the garage part. They're mostly done in the back. They don't have the main trim done on the corners and stuff like that. But for the most part, the back paneling's done, and that's the paneling that we got from Bill for the spare building we got, and we're using that metal for everything on the back, and then we purchased the blue that you see for the rest of the house. So anyway, it looks pretty good when it's done. They'll spend 2 days doing this, and then weather and their other scheduling issues, we won't see them for another month. So I'm doing this video on May 11th, so not scheduling wise not that great, but we're committed to getting this done. I've also reached out to Job for us to actually do some of the work. So since he's coming from San Antonio and stuff, we're going to try to get as much of it done as we have access to. I'm not going to go up on the high stuff, so I'll let him do that, but we can do the lower stuff. Definitely the flashing, the J flashing and stuff like that. That's on the front of the house, and even the bottom sections. We can put the J flashing on there, save them a little bit of time, and we'll work with the labor on that. So it'll probably save us a few dollars, but at the same time, it's more work for us. But anyway, I want to get this done. The weather's been really weird in Texas. It's going to have another. So this is May 11th, and we're supposed to have bad weather for the next couple of weeks. So who knows when we'll see them next? But he'll probably be dropping off some of the flashing. He makes it basically when he needs it. There's not a surplus of that, so we have the paneling, we just don't have the flashing. So he's going to bring that to us at some point, and we'll start getting to work. So overall, they're doing a pretty good job. It's not an easy task per se. It's usually pretty warm or humid or whatever, so they're working in direct sunlight and all that stuff. However, it's pretty straightforward stuff. They have all the tools and the right know-how to get the metal to do their bidding. It'll be a little bit new to us, but we'll try to make the best we can. And then the guys will be out whenever they have their scheduling kind of straightened out, and have a few days to work with us. All the high stuff in the back and on the sides of the house, we kind of want them to do that. They have all the they're using our scaffold and their scaffold together. But in a nutshell, they're better at it than we are. So we'll let them do the harder stuff, and we'll try to do whatever we can. We'll show you that in the next upcoming videos whenever we actually get to it. Again, this is a month after they did this set of walls, and they haven't been back since. So scheduling aside, it looks great. We actually like the colors a lot. I think it'll look really good. And I think if I do the flashing stuff, we can save a considerable amount of money. So you can see that accessibility is the harder part of this job, I think, because they basically going up and down ladders, and they're going to pull in the scaffold in a little bit to do the back. And there's a little recess in there for my office and the bedroom right there and behind the garage. So anyway, they're going to use the scaffold and stuff and make that happen. But anyway, all this is kind of like, I'll say slow go, busy work, because you have to cut, measure, and get on with the job. So it requires a little bit of stamina, and they do quite a bit of screwing, right? Because they have, I don't know how many thousands of screws we have, but we got lots. So aside from that, anyway, they're putting on these are all, I believe, 8-foot sheets. So they did the first section, and now they're going to do the triangulated versions up top to the roof. And once they do that, they do complete the soffit and these two walls at the garage. So that makes it feel and look great. So here they're starting the panels from the low side to the high side, and of course they're overlapping everything for watershed and all that kind of fun stuff, and make everything nice and straight. So being plumb, of course, is and level is 100% of the job. You don't want the panels looking, degree or two off, so that's part of the main job. I'm sure the main flashing on the bottom is, you have to make sure that's level 100%, and then work from there, etc., etc. So anyway, tedious work. You see that one guy peeling all the protective film off those things. It's not that hard, but god dang, it just keeps on going. The plastic kind of, whatever type of plastic it is, it's pretty sticky. So it's on the panel. It's pretty nice, and you got to yank pretty good, and all of them have it. So well, actually, the big panels don't have the protective film. The soffit stuff that we had from Bill, that does, and I'll show you in a minute. Angie and I are going to be cleaning that up so they could use it. It didn't make sense for them to stand there for hours trying to peel the plastic off of the soffit panels. There's a few minutes of us cleaning up the soffit panels. We got a lot of this stuff, big pile of metal we have from that building. We're making use of it. So of course all the paneling in the back of the house is from that, as well as all the soffit's going to be from that building as well. The fun part is these things have a protective coating that's been sitting in the elements for 8-9 years or whatever amount of years, and some of it's not very easy to peel off. So Angie and I did the task of the good panels. Some of the panels were not really usable, because the stuff would just, when you try to peel it, it would just break up in little shreds, and that took way too much time, and in fact it was really hard to get it up. So there you saw me carrying one of the panels. I think they're 20 feet long, and we're making probably about 10 of these, and Job and his guys cut them to size, and then they shove it into the mounts, the J flashing for the soffit itself. So we clean it, and there you see the soffit on the right of the roof. That's what it looks like, and they're basically cross-cutting for, I guess, the architectural aspect of it. And there's a Job right there putting up the J flashing, the top one that holds the soffit. And next you'll see him put in the bottom J flashing, so the panel can be slid into it. So everything's kind of like a building blocks of sorts. Everything slides together and screwed into the walls, etc., and meant to hide all the connectors and basically cover everything you can. The entire, all the paneling, the wood, everything else is hidden, and the metal should be the only thing exposed. Anyway, it looks great when they're done. Again, you can see how kind of a lot of work. So I'm glad they're doing it. And here's a second J flashing for the panel. They put that up, and then they start sliding in the panels from on that wall. I don't show you, of course, everything, but you get the idea. Anyway, a lot of work. And these two walls, like I said, took 2 days, including the soffit. And the soffit stuff's, in my opinion, busy work. Anything that takes 5-10 minutes a piece to do, I call that busy work. But it looks great when they're done. So that's the main part of it, right? And there's Job trimming all the stuff to make sure it fits in there properly. And basically it just hooks in to the flashing, and then he screws it in to secure it, and it'll be nice and tight and weather sealed. So you can see when he's putting up the soffit, it takes a little bit to orientate everything correctly. So you can see how slow the job kind of goes. Everything's piecemealed. Lucky there's a couple of guys working down on the ground. I'm sure when we do our work, Angie's going to help, so is Jake. But it sure helps when you're up in the air to have somebody hand you stuff. And you can see he's fitting everything. The guys kind of bringing cut at a time. They're measuring everything as they go, just to make sure. Hopefully, all the soffits are the same size, because that was how we built it. But give or take a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. I'm not sure what kind of a slop is allowed in these things, but in order to shove it in there, obviously there has to be a little bit of give, and then screw it down and make it solid. well, that's about it for this video. I just wanted to put this out because we've been waiting so long for the scheduling and all that stuff to get this done. I figured I'd make a real shorty video of what's kind of happening, and we'll fill you in as time goes on. This is the last main big part of the whole build, and a little bit of a holdup for me because I want to finish the back so I can tie in the railing on the deck finally, and then start the deck in the back. I can't do that until they're done because they're going to use equipment back there to get to the second floor walls, and that's going to be fun. It's not going to be scaffold, it's going to be some kind of a mechanical boom or something or other. Anyway, talk at you later. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll be right back, in a matter of weeks or something like that. Ciao, bye.